everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my 2022 Tarot and Oracle collection. I'm doing this at the end of 2022, the very end, to show what my deck collection looks like now. This is what I really enjoy doing. I did do updates along the way this year, which was fun, but I don't know if I'm going to do that this next year coming up. But I waited until the very last of my decks came in for the year, and now I'm ready to film this. We've already done the Oracle, that's linked up above in the cards, and today we're doing the Tarot. And we're going to start with these two. They're the same thing, but they're in different styles. I have the Gentle Tarot in the linen edition, and this is not the linen, this is the tin. This one's the linen though. So I have it in the tin and the linen edition. I have talked a lot about this deck and the extended guidebook. I did a video on it. It's linked up above in the cards when I got my Kickstarter. I have talked about it in my Tarot Cycles video, which is also linked up above in the cards. I adore this deck. You might have noticed, or you might notice that I do have a lot of naturey, earthy decks. Turns out that's what I really enjoy having a lot of in my collection, and that is absolutely fine with me. I am so thrilled to have these in my collection, and I like having both sizes, and I can't lie, I kind of want the big one. I like having both sizes because then like I've used this one before for like having out on display, and then I still have one that I can use for readings. I like having multiple copies of decks if I plan to use the decks, like if I use the decks a lot and I plan to use some on display. Like if I was to use this, like this I can throw in my purse, which I might do now that I'm no longer using it for my weekly readings. I might just throw this in my purse, and then I still would have this that I can use on hand pretty well at all times. So that's the Gentle Tarot. I love it so very much. Yeah, so there's those two that I have. Now I can start slowly putting my stuff away. Next up, my newest tarot deck, the Tarot of Oneness. This was under my tree per my request. I like when I get my decks I want based on what I asked for. Da 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 da. This deck is something extremely special. I am so thrilled that I decided to get this. I am very excited to get to know it this year. I really love, there is some extra cards like this Oneness card. I love the way the quartz are done. So the pages are the inspiration. So it goes inspiration, action, spirit, and embodiment. I think that works really well. I think that can help a lot of people, including me, gain deeper understanding of the court cards. And what I really love too with the guidebook, this little guy, is for each card, it shows keywords, reversal keywords. It shows a little image. Then there's like the story of it. Then there's the signs. So here for Eight of Wands, it says autumn leaves. The beautiful colors of autumn are reminding you to keep your mind open for the changes that may come after riding that rapid energy wave you're on right now. And then it says the road. Where does this road take you? I don't know, but you sure are moving fast. This road represents your forward trajectory. There's nothing in your way. Lay into the gas pedal and go for it. So it talks about the symbolism of the cards as well. And I love the first person perspective. I actually haven't done a reading with this deck yet at the time of filming. I've started using it for my daily pulls, which that's something special. If I was going to try and do a daily practice, this one would be top of my list to try and do that with, because there's something really, really quite special about the first person perspective. So that is the Tarot of Oneness. And turns out by Robin Voicey is from, at least initially, from my neck of the woods. So that's really cool. Very, very, very excited to have this and to get to know it this year. The next one I'm going to show you is Buried. And this is my Tarot of Vampires. Talked about this recently in my deck reconnect video. Oh dear, I'm knocking things over. I am knocking things over is what I am doing. Here's the Tarot of Vampires. Here's the backs. This is by, oh boy, Ian something? I don't know. And the book is Buried. I love this deck. And this is one of the ones I talked about in that deck reconnect. As I mentioned, it's linked up above in the cards. I cannot wait to get to know this deck more, spend some time with it. I love the art. This is very 90s art style to me. I love this deck. I think I love it. I don't know what all to say about it. It's so beautiful. The guidebook is incredible. And it was it was a gift from my beautiful friend Barb. So that makes it like even nicer. Very, very, very excited. Super duper excited to get to know and to work with this one this year. I'm not really like, I am looking out for decks that as I do this, I'm looking out for decks that I don't care to want to bother getting to know, and those will go in purgatory. Otherwise, I'm just deciding, do I care about this deck enough that I want to try and get to know it? If the answer is yes, it stays in my collection. If the answer is no, it gets moved out. The one tarot deck I have that I don't really consider like in my collection, that is like retired, is my Revelations Tarot. This was my first, like, this wasn't my first tarot deck. My first tarot deck was the Triple Goddess Tarot. But when I really got serious about learning to read tarot, I went out in search of a deck that I felt like would teach me tarot without the horrible RWS artwork, which I did not enjoy. And so I picked this. And I like the fact that it had images on the reversals. And I do quite love this deck. I haven't wanted to use it in a long time. Like, it's been in retirement for 2 years. And I'm perfectly happy to let it sit there and be retired. But I do still sort of consider it part of my collection. So I don't work with it. I'd like to maybe use it for like a permanent art piece of some kind, but I have that. I use that. Well, I don't use that, but I do have it. That's my Revelations Tarot. Okay. Everything is a very big mess right now. Next up, we have my Tarot of the She. I love this deck. I've always loved this deck. As soon as I saw Lisa talk about this and say yes to the deck, I knew I needed this deck, and hope I can... Yeah, that's okay. I knew I wanted this deck. This deck is everything. 'Tis life. And I love the mod I did. This is a hand trim, but it worked out like pretty well. It's one of my cleanest hand trims, and there's a slight bit of purple, so I edged the purple, and it's like a perfect match. I love this. I use this with my moon readings and with shadow work readings with the Wisdom of the Shadow. And I love it for that. This deck, and it's really, really quite beautiful. The guidebook has little poems for each of the cards, little like haiku kind of things. They're not haikus, they're little 4-line stanzas. So this is the Queen of Cups, or the Queen of Wands, Warrior Queen, Queen of Wands, that I have the quote of in my journal, which you might have seen in my 2023 bullet journal setup. It's linked up above in the cards. And this poem is, "She is the storm upon the sea, the flaming blood of sovereignty. Kin to raven, rook, and crow, all you are is hers to know." I'm obsessed. I love this deck very, very, very much. It is so evocative, and it's like a perfect fae deck for me, and otherworldliness. Oh, it's just so good. Oh my gosh. I love it. Beside that, on my shelf, I have my Tarot of Transformation. I don't know what to do about this one. I have such feelings about this artwork and such feelings about this paper. This is my second copy. My first copy got horribly destroyed, like outright destroyed. I want to get to know this deck. I want to work with this deck. I don't know how to reback decks. I'm afraid I will destroy it if I try. Not in control. The Hanged Man. I'm not sure. I really, 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 really love this. I'm not going to get rid of it. I might be willing to use it for artwork in some way. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Tarot of Transformation. It's very expensive for the card stock. At least it felt expensive. Like when I got it, it was an indie deck and I was like, okay, cool. And then it got destroyed by water. I was using it. Feels like a whole other life ago. That was before the pandemic, and then, or like in the midst of the beginning. I feel so different than I remember feeling then. It's very strange. Anyways, I have that. I really don't know what to do about it. I'm not ready to like fully give up on it or take it out of my collection. Put it back in purgatory. Next, we have my El Goliath Tarot. There's the stunning backs. I am very, 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 very excited to have this deck. And I'm very excited to have given, I gave the Corrupted Tarot to my wife for Christmas, and she's very excited. Oh, sorry, for Yule. And she's very excited about it. And I did that because this, if I want a tarot deck that is specifically very dark and shadowy to really deeply explore shadows, I want this one. But I don't think this deck is going to be just a shadow work thing for me, especially because I'm really loving using my Wisdom of the Shadow for shadow work, and I use my Tarot of the She with that, and I love it so much. I think this has a very special purpose for me, and I don't know what that is yet, and I will figure it out. But I adore this artwork. I feel it. It was such an emotional experience when I got this. Metamorphic Moth for the Death card. I think I'm going to get to know this one this year. I'm very, very, very excited to get to know this. And I talked about that in my Deck Reconnect video, which you can check out up above in the cards if there's room. Anyways, that's my El Goliath Tarot. Super, super excited to have that. And then I have my Bonefire Tarot. This is the mass market edition. So it is glossy. I truly don't know how this deck is going to go. I want to get to know it. I don't know why I haven't. I don't know how I'm going to end up with this deck, but I'm not ready to give up yet. I want to try getting to know this. It's very fiery, which I really love. It's completely unique. I have nothing like this. In my head, I think I'm having a hang up in my head. I got this on a video this year when I had Lisa on my channel, and she picked a deck for me to buy, and she picked this one. And she picked this one because I brought up the Ellis Tarot, and I was going to buy, and I told her no matter what, I was going to buy the Ellis Tarot. So she told me to buy this. And a part of me was like, aw, tell me to buy the Ellis Tarot. So I think I have a bit of a hang up about that. Even though I now have the Ellis Tarot too. Not that I think they fit the same space, but I don't know this one very well. I am going to work very hard to get to know it, but I want to try. Next up, this one is not staying, but it's staying in my house, at least for now. This is the Little Odd Tarot. This is the Kickstarter edition. I have decided I really like this. I don't know. I took a shot with this. I love this 10 of Wands. I took a shot with this, and I was like, why not? Let's give it a try. Even though I had seen it on Kickstarter, and I was like, you know, I saw it on Kickstarter, and I was like, nah. But I decided to get it and give it a try. But I'm just not really interested in getting to know it. I have other things I would much rather get to know, and this just keeps getting backburnered. I love the backs, and I love the art. I think I would like it more probably if it wasn't monochromatic. But the El Goliath I love, and it is monochromatic. I just don't think this is me. I think I should have listened the first time when I said, I should have listened to myself when I said no, looking at the Kickstarter. But this is not available. Because I know there are people who want this, but if that changes, I'm going to, Zariah, I always ask my wife if she wants any of the decks I'm getting rid of before I get rid of them. And then I ask my sibling-in-law. So Zariah has claimed this, so this is now going off to join her decks. I think she will really like it. So there's that one. And then we have my Pacific Northwest Tarot. Oh, God. This is one of my favorite decks to come in this year. I'm obsessed. I love this. I use this all the time. I have 2 of the cards sitting out right now. And this is one of my favorite shuffles. It is such a good shuffle. It's slow enough that it goes forever and it's really fun, but oh, it's just such a good shuffle. One more time. Oh, that wasn't a good one. Hold on. It's hard to shuffle on cloths. It's such a good shuffle. I love this deck so much. It's naturey, which turns out is my thing. The guidebook is amazing. The artwork is beautiful. It works absolutely fabulously with my Songs of the Grandmother Oracle, which is what I use it with. This Queen of Wands is everything. A black cat with 2 different colored eyes. This is, I'm so glad. I knew as soon as I saw this deck, I wanted it, but I put it off and I kind of tried to talk myself out of it because it's from the Pacific Northwest and I'm not in the Pacific Northwest. And then I decided, fuck it. And I got this this was a trade I did with a lovely, lovely, lovely client and friend of mine. So that was super exciting. I love it. I'm so thrilled about that. All right. Next up, we have my Little Boo Tarot. With its huge ass warp because of it having the literal worst card stock. If this came out in a better card stock, I would repurchase it so fucking quickly. If I ever hear anyone say that like a second edition has a better card stock, then great. I love this. I love this so much, and I was so excited to get it. And I watched it, and I don't use it. And I don't use it because of the card stock. Because it's just not a fun experience. Because I'm afraid I'm gonna snap these in half like a fucking twig. And they're all warped, and I've never had, even the Tarot of Transformation, which has horrible cardstock, I still use it. I've never had cardstock ruin an experience so much for me as this. And so I don't know how to make peace with it. So, like, if you have had this kind of a thing and you've made peace with it, let me know. Please let me know tips, because I love this, but like I don't even like to shuffle it because I'm just so afraid. Like, I'm just so afraid that it's gonna, that part's fine. Maybe if I shuffle it backwards a few times, it'll go that way. Fucking hell. It truly has soured my experience with this deck. And I've never had that happen before. And that makes me really sad because I was so fucking excited to get this deck. If you don't know, I did a whole live. It was my first live. I waited for this, and I waited for this, and I pre-ordered it, and I waited for it. And when I got the cards, when I got it, and I after all the like, oh my god, cute ghosts thing happened, I was just like, this cardstock sucks. I don't know what the deal is, but I just hate it. I hate the cardstock. And like, so maybe if shuffling it that way is pretty good. Like, if I shuffle it this way first, against the warp, and then if I shuffle it turned this way, because I'm weird about how I shuffle, this shuffle is okay. So that's good to know. Maybe I can work with it a bit more. But yeah, so that's the Boo Tarot. I love the artwork so much. So hopefully maybe Celia will see the feedback and maybe she'll print it on a different cardstock. I don't know what happened. It wasn't like where you get updates and stuff. It was, and the cardstock listed is like the same as the cardstock. Like, I've looked. Quick side note. I've looked, and if you look at her tarot decks, and now granted there is a language difference. Like, she's a native, like she natively speaks French. Whereas I do not. So please do keep that in mind, that is there's a language barrier, right? All it says about the cardstock is 350 GSM matte varnish. That's what it says about the cardstock on the Boo Tarot. And if you look at the Lily White, it says these cards were printed on a high quality cardboard chosen with care to ensure nice manipulation of the deck. Lily Black, it says the same thing. The Emma Poetica Tarot says 350 GSM matte varnish. So I don't even know if she's ever spoken about the cardstock for the Boo Tarot. If anyone knows, please do let me know. I would love to know. I like Celia's work a lot. I love my Boo Tarot. It's just the cardstock. So if someone knows, please do tell me. Because I don't want to just sit here like ripping on someone mercilessly or anything like that. That's not my idea of a good time. Anyway, next deck. My Cosmovisions Oracle Tarot, which I still will always kind of put in the tarot pile here. I talked about this most recently in my deck reconnect video. I did have a specific practice in this, like I talked about in that. And that time has passed. I'm excited to get to know how we can work together more in the future. Again, I love the artwork. I love the colorations. I love the weird play of the structure. A lot of people talk about different structured tarots like this, and they're like, wow, it's like a different system. To me, it's not a different system. To me, it's kind of like the same as learning any kind of oracle deck. And I'm very lucky. I have a really, really great memory. So it doesn't bother me at all. And I don't really look at it as like, wow, I have to learn a bunch of different structures. I have to learn a bunch of different systems. It's like, no, I'm just making friends with the deck. Perhaps it's because I read extremely intuitively. Like I read intuition first, systems second. So yeah, but that's the Cosmovisions. I love it very much. Very, very, very excited to spend time with that in the future. And now we have my little itty bitty, I love this tarot bag. This is my bitty Ganeshian Village tarot. I adore this thing. I haven't used it. I don't care. I still love it. And I will find a way and a time to use this. You can't get this out of my hands. And I edged it in just like a goldy yellow marker to match the backs. And like, come on with the bag match. This is extremely RWS with cute little elephants. I haven't used it. I've shuffled it a bunch. I've sat and looked at it for fun. This is another great one that I could just throw in my bag, but I currently like don't go a lot of places and things. So, but I'm thrilled to have this. This is one of my favorite purchases. I'm so glad I have it. So, yay! Ganeshian Village. Next up, okay, this one's a hard one. This is my Dame Darcy's Witchy Cat Tarot in this incredible bag match. All my bags are from, well, all of the like really nice ones are Peggy bags. I will link her shop. I got this in 2021. I'm now just like shuffling my decks for fun. I got this in 2021 to be my like Halloween deck. And I didn't realize it didn't come with a guidebook. And I admit I like my guidebook security blanket. And I have not used this. I am not ready to give up on this, but I'm feeling like it might be kind of not a thing that stays around for forever in my collection. I'm not sure. I'm going to try. I'm actually thinking of doing for funsies reading event with all of my members, all of my YouTube channel members, where I just do random little readings just for fun with my decks that I've never read with. So that way we can hang out, they can get real readings. I love this. I can test the decks that I haven't really worked with. So if you're watching this and you're a member, let me know if you like that idea. And in which case this would come up to play, because I don't want to use these decks with my member readings every month, because like those are my member readings. So I want to do it as like an extra. But so that's the Dame Darcy's Witchy Cat Tarot. Okay, I have now eaten. Let's see where I've left off. Ooh, I don't have my light on. Hold on. This is my Lillifer Tarot. Oh, this is... I'm so disappointed. I want to love this deck. I do love this deck in theory. I love the backs. I love the art. It would go really well with my beautiful Kantaji Oracle. But here's my problem. It doesn't... I love the size. I love the cardstock. It's not clear always. So like this is the 3 of Swords. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6, I guess. I think that's the Ace. 7 of Swords. 9 of Swords. Maybe it is clear. But what's this one? This is not, is it the page? I think this is the knight. 10 of Swords. This has got to be the 4 of Swords. My problem with this is it's not really clear what cards are what. This is the Queen. So the Queens and the Kings have a letter marking them. This is the 8 of Wands. Okay, 10. Maybe they do all have a number. 4. But this is a 4. But there's 5 wands in the picture. Three of Wands, 7 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Okay, I was certain this must be a page. I'm not sure what to do with this. I love this so much, but it is so confusing. I think I'm going to go through and try and put it in order, which I started to do. So, Ace. This is the Ace, King. That's the 4 of Cups. That must be the page. 3 of Cups. No, that's the 4 of Cups. So what's this? Okay, you see? I feel like this might be the 8 of Cups, but I'm only seeing 4 cups. I don't know what to do about this. That's clearly the 8. 9, 10. The hard part is I recognize enough that it is supposed to be tarot, but it's unclear. This is the 6 of Pentacles, the 3. This, I think, is the Knight. Page, maybe? It's not, I don't know what to do with this. I get mad when I look at it because I love the art and I love the art, but I just don't know. I don't know what to do with my Lillifer Tarot. I kind of feel like I should just get rid of it, but I was really excited for this one, and I love the weird images, but it's like, it's enough that it's clearly enough in the images that it's tarot, but like, what's this? I think I have to let this go. Because I just don't know if it's going to work for me, even though I wanted to, because it just confuses me and then I get really mad. So that's the Lillifer Tarot. So that one is not going to stay. Then I have the Happy Tarot. I've been holding on to this one purely for my son. I will continue to do so, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it in with my decks. It is fucking cute. It is really damn adorable. Actually, Zariah might want this. I don't look at this as like my deck. I have other cute decks. I wanted it, but I'm over it. It's fine. But so I'll see if either of them want it. So that's the Happy Tarot. I don't really consider it part of my collection, but there it is. Okay. That's upside down. Next up, we have the Wiser Tarot. My only true RWS, which I have not read with because I feel like I should like study it. I love this. I love the coloration. I love the cardstock. I love that it is diversified. This is exactly what I was looking for in a RWS deck. It's new. It's beautiful. Very excited to work with it. I feel like we've all seen the Rider-Waite a lot. So there it is. The Wiser Tarot is the one I have, and it's the only one I intend to have, at least for a long, good while. So that's that. Okay. The Light Seers Tarot. I'm not sure about this deck. It is so emotive. I feel like I'm keeping this purely to do like client work. Because it is a great deck for client work. It's an easy reader. It's got some really evocative cards. But I just don't reach for it. And part of that, I did. I think between my between my Tarot of Oneness and my This Might Hurt Tarot, I just don't. I'm just meh. I love the Judgment card in this one. That is quite a great card, but I don't care about this. And this cardstock does not like my room. I don't care about this. I actually have a friend who had a copy of the Light Seers that they left somewhere. I'm going to see if maybe they want this or if Zariah wants this, but I don't care. It's just, that's a no. Wow. Okay. Speaking of my This Might Hurt, here it is. In all its well-loved, well-used glory. This is my precious baby. I love it. I still love it. I still use it regularly. I've used this a lot this year for daily pulls over several different months. This is a classic go-to. Will always love it. I'm so thrilled that this is getting picked up in the mass market for Liminal 11, which means I will be able to get a backup copy, which makes me very happy because I use the shit out of this and I am hard on my objects. So my This Might Hurt Tarot is extraordinarily solid. This is such a clean and classic reader to me. Yes, just, I don't have words. Like the other ones, my words are just no. My words for this is just yes. So that's my This Might Hurt Tarot. I talked about my Gentle Tarot. I'm kind of thinking to myself, sorry if that's confusing. So that can scooch over. I'm also putting things back. Next, we have my Forest of Enchantment Tarot. Okay. That's in here. I've actually just recently decided I want to watch those videos who is it? Exploring Tarot's doing with this. I love this and I still haven't used it. And see, like, This one I want to use. This one I want to put effort in. And I actually really do like this cardstock as well. This one I want to get to know. This one I want to play with. This is, I love this so much. This is my Feywild deck. This is my fairy tale deck. And I actually just finished watching Once Upon a Time the whole way through for the first time. Like, I've seen it before, but not from start to finish. But I finally did. I watched it from start to finish, and I love it. And I love this deck. This deck is so good to me. I don't use it, but I love it so much. I will find a way to use it one day. It needs a beautiful oracle friend to go with it. And this lovely bag was made for me as a thank you from Krista at Crochet Witch Tarot. I will link her shop in the description box as a thank you for a reading I gave her. Like, she purchased it and then she sent me a thank you. Which, by the way, like, those are truly some of the sweetest people, the people who do that. They buy a reading from you and then they send you a thank you for the reading. And it's like, you paid your money. Why? Like, it warms my heart, the generosity. Okay. Next up, here's that Ellis Tarot I mentioned. This is the 5th edition. I think I talked about this in my deck reconnect. I love this deck. This is more my style of decks. I love this deck so much. The only thing about it that makes me like a little sad is like the pentacles to me aren't, or at least some of the pentacles, like where was one? Some of the pentacles to me aren't nearly as good as the rest of the suits. But you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? I love this deck. This deck is so... There's my favorite. This deck is so good. I'm so excited to play with this deck. I've actually used this deck a bit for like member readings. But I'm very excited to get to know this deck, which is the one pentacle that like really bothers me. It's like a bridge. It's very plain. This one, the 8 of Pentacles. But I mean, I get it. It's hard work, but that one bothers me. It's kind of boring, but I love this deck. It's a great shuffle to the Ellis deck. I am supremely excited. And it's weird. As I'm doing this, I'm like realizing that I tend to buy more Oracle than Tarot. I almost have more Oracle than Tarot. And I'm like really starting to use Oracle more. But onwards, we have my Starseeker Tarot. This is a classic. No one's surprised that I still have this deck because I talk about it all the time because I use it all the time. I've talked about this in my Let's Talk Year Ahead spread videos, which if I have room will be linked up above in the cards. This is a forever deck for me. It's really good. I love this deck. I love the colors. It is so stunning. It is so clean and easy to read. And I love it. So there's that beautiful one. Okay. Next. My Dark Goddess Tarot. I don't know what to do about this one. Oh. No, I know what I want to do. This is going to go to my friend. My friend, one of my dear, dear friends who I love very much, loves goddesses, and this isn't the kind of like work I do. Yeah. Okay. So without the bag, this is going to go, the Dark Goddess Tarot is going to go to my dear friend, Suzanne. Sometimes I feel like I am just a wayward in-between home for some of these items, so that way they could end up with the right person. And this is one of those times. So that's going to go, my bag is going to stay, it's going to go in my drawer. Okay, next up, my Witch's Wisdom Tarot. This one I have not made any decisions on yet, though I did do a video talking about this. I'm not ready to throw in the towel on this one yet. I'm actually keeping my eye out for when the smaller version comes out, because I might check that out. This is a deck that should definitely be one that I use, because it is earthy, it is pagany, it is witchy, it is everything that I love in a tarot deck. I think my problem is just that I had in my head, this deck was so secure in this one specific practice that I've outgrown, that now I don't know what to do with it. But that's my Witch's Wisdom Tarot by Phyllis Curott. I love it so much. I'm not getting rid of it, even though it's currently kind of in this weird limbo-y space. I wanna try and figure it out. So that one's staying. Next, my Ostara Tarot. Oh, I love this deck. I love the backs on it. This is another like gamer vibes deck for me. Some of the art I don't really like, but that's okay. Like this. I love this deck. It is beautiful. I definitely want to see if I can find the way that using this deck will work for me. This is one of my favorite cards. It is such a stunning deck. Love this World card as well. This Six of Swords is fucking perfect. There's such amazing things. Look at this King of Wands. The Pentacles are great. I really love the art of the Pentacle suit. This is a really, really great deck. I really like it. It's strange because it's collaborative art, so it's a bit disjointed. It really needs a bag. I actually don't have... Well, I mean, I have something of a bag, just not the right kind of bag. It needs a bag. I want this in a bag, not a box, so it can go on my shelf. I have this little black bag. which, it's not a good match, but it works anyways. And this goes on my shelf, my Ostara Tarot. Next, oh, but the box can move, though. I'll just put that back there. Shit, sorry, careful, baby. Okay, next up. This fucker. Ugh. The Luna Soul Tarot. This deck and I have had a journey. And I'm just done. I don't know why I don't know what my issue is. I don't know why I've been trying to hold on to it. I would rather reach for the RWS than for this. Not that this is a good deck. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I love this death card though. I think I just feel kind of weird about it and sad and mad at myself. This is a deck that embodies all the difficult lessons I've learned this year of not rushing and all the issues I've had with myself, and I don't know how to put it into words, but this deck, the Luna Soul Tarot, is going. It is going. And if I come back on this channel and I'm like, I'm gonna keep it, then you go into the comments and you tell me. You say, you said it was going. So this needs to go find a new home. It cannot hold up to my This Might Hurt. I knew that. I should have listened to myself. I did not. And now I have regrets. So this is going. Another deck that I have that I actually haven't really gotten to know is my Tarot of the Divine. I bought this the day I found out that my friend died. Here's the gorgeous backs. And I bought it because it seemed like the type of deck that he would buy. And I was sad. And so I wanted a deck. I was sad and I missed my friend and I wanted out of the house and I wanted something that felt special and like him. And I have the Shimmering Veil, which does, oh dear God, do I love the artwork of this though too. So I do have the Tarot of the Divine. I do not know it very well at all. I intend to get to know it. Hopefully I will get the, hopefully I will also get the book that goes with it. But, so I do have the Tarot of the Divine waiting in the wings for some love and attention. And speaking of books that goes with it, want to see another stupid thing I did? I bought this. I should have listened to people. I bought this Luna Soul Healing Through Tarot guidebook, figuring I would use this to connect with my deck. And it's this really great coloring book. And there's great reflections for the majors. And then the minors, you just get a big picture to color. So if you're watching this and you would like to help eliminate waste in the world and are interested in the Luna Soul and the big ass guide coloring book, you can have them. All you got to do is pay for shipping. I'm in Canada, so shipping for a deck is normally with tracking is normally $30 Canadian. So if you want them, you can, I just let me know. And just pay for shipping, and they're yours. So, there's that. Never again. Okay. Getting close to done. And running out of time. Here's my Shimmering Veil Tarot. I've shared about this one a lot. This one is... I'm so grateful that I have this deck. I want to say I'm grateful for how I experienced opening it and looking through it, except for the fact that that makes it feel like I'm saying I'm grateful that my friend died, and that's not true. But I adore this deck. I will never ever let it go. And my friend who is now, who's my big brother, who is now one of my beloved dead, he talks to me through this deck. He says hello. I miss him every single day. I wish I could talk to him. It's been a really hard year. And I don't want to cry, so that's my Shimmering Veil Tarot. It's phenomenal. It's not going anywhere. It has an extremely solid, extremely safe place in my collection always. Always and forever. Next up. This one's new. Haven't talked about this here, but I have the Cosmo Beings. I am really excited for this weird thing. Look at them. They're so fucking cute and weird and creepy and Halloween-y. And I love the fact that it's black and white with pops of red. I got this in a trade. I'm so very excited to get to know these little weirdos. They are so sweet and so precious. And I'm excited for this one. So I do have the Cosmo Beings. I hope Joanna, I don't know which it is, but I hope that Joanna, I hope she keeps coming out with decks in smaller versions, because it is large. I would probably, if she came out with this in a smaller version, I would probably get the smaller version and maybe trade this. I don't know. But I do have the Cosmo Beings tarot deck, and I'm very excited to have that. Okay. Almost done. Next up, I have my very beloved Wildwood Tarot. This has got to be one of my favorite purchases of this year. I've talked about it a bunch since I've got it. I just feel it every time I look at it. It's got my favorite Sun and Moon card. This deck is just so breathtaking. And to me, it's perfect. And I have no intention of trimming it because I don't like when the backs are uneven. And I like the border. I like that it's kind of contained. It's like a world within itself. Love this. Will Worthington's artwork is astonishing. It is fabulous. So that is my Wildwood Tarot, which is extraordinarily safe. And now, because I have a pile of tarot decks I'm not keeping, I actually have room to fit it better on my shelf. Oh, it's sticking out weirdly though, so maybe not. Anywho, we have to zoom in more because I have this tiny guy. I was sent this by my friend and client. Her and I did a trade, and which is how I got the Pacific Northwest Tarot. And she also sent this cute little fucker. She backed it on Kickstarter. This is linen cardstock, but it was, her eyes couldn't do the detail. And if I ever decide that I don't want this, my wife is going to steal it because she loves it. So I have this adorable, adorable little guy, the Silhouettes Tarot. It is really well done. The artwork, so you can see the linen. Let me zoom out a little. The artwork is stunning. It's so good. It's so good and so tiny. I just get nervous holding it that it's just going to fly everywhere. I kind of want to get like the world's tiniest Peggy bag for it. Lisa, what size Peggy bag would I use for this little guy? Like, it's itty bitty. So there's that little guy. I have the Sun and Moon Tarot in a tin. I am glad that I took this one out of purgatory. I still haven't worked with it a bunch, but I really like the artwork. I really like the artwork. And I think it's got Thoth influences in it, so that's really exciting. I haven't studied Thoth as of yet. But I love this deck. This was my first tarot tin. And I love having little tin decks. I really wish I remembered to use them more and remembered to bring them with me places. I never do. So maybe I should add that to my goals for 2023. Great cardstock, great shuffle. So that's my Sun and Moon Tarot in a tin. Kind of tempted to get it in a larger size, honestly, because I really do love it. And I might use it more in a larger size, but then again, I might not. So there's that. My other tin tarot deck is the Wild Unknown Pocket. And again, we have the Kim Kranz artwork of Dilemma. I love it. I wish I knew how to read with it. I wish I had a way to read with all three in a beautiful Kim Kranz trio. But I don't. I don't read with this. The jury is still out. I'm not willing to give it up yet because I've already had a copy and rehomed it. I had the full-sized copy. And this guy's little. It doesn't take up much space. So that's really great. I feel like I could really end up liking this a lot once I've studied numerology and pips more, because I don't really use like pippy decks, and this one's definitely pippish. But I love this deck. I love this Empress card. And it's dark and shadowy and naturey, and I love all of those things. So that's staying, and I love the fat little guidebook. And the guidebook is exactly the same. So, yeah, there's that. Two more. My Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I talked about this in my Deck Reconnect video. I think I've mentioned that should be up above in the cards. I am not willing to give up on this. This cardstock, this Blue Angel matte cardstock is everything. Oh my god. I have the big guidebook, and I love the big guidebook. This is precisely up my alley. It's got a style of writing I like. It's got a style of art that I like. It's got themes that I like. It's got backs that I like. I really, truly love everything about this deck. And I still do look at it as like my goddess deck. It just so happens that I don't... Also too, like, how hot is she? She's hot. Yeah, I'm very excited to work to get to know this and reconnect with this deck. And I want to try. When I got this, I got it because like I could feel something. It's like I can feel the cards speaking to me. And yet I never really explore that. So I should work on that. But there's that. And then one more. My last tarot deck is my Brady Tarot. I love this deck. I haven't like fully... I haven't really found its place, but I love this deck. This deck is so phenomenal. I still think it's a bit hard to explain. There's some emotional stuff with this that I'm still working through. That it's not a time to talk about it. Everything's okay. It's just, I had such strong associations in my mind of this deck that this just reminds me of that. But I have had some powerful readings with this. I like to bring this deck outside and look at it. This deck will always be in my house. It might float between me and my wife, because I did buy this for her, and then she ended up giving it to me. But I'm sure it'll always be in my house. But that's my Brady Tarot. And that is it for my tarot decks. This is not going in the box for some strange reason. There we go. I love this box, by the way. Love this deck. Love the person who gave it to me. And now my room is a huge mess. So I'm going to go so I can clean it up. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you had fun with me here. Sorry about my camera jiggling, but I really have to go because I have a client I have to go get ready for. So I'm going to let you go here, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Lots of love. Bye.